Hello, fellow trader. Steve Ganz here, and I'm coming to you today to talk a little more about the Option Alpha bot platform, the automated trading platform for options. So if you're not aware, I think most of you probably are if you followed me for any time, I worked with Kirk Duplessis, the founder of Option Alpha, and his team for a couple years, kind of being involved in getting the whole platform launched and helping bring traders up to speed on it, etc. Great group of people, great platform, and obviously I'm using it myself quite a bit here and expanding my use of the platform. And to just kind of run through this very quickly, all of these are live trades that are represented here. I was doing some earnings trades and I didn't have any good luck with them. It kind of helped solidify in my mind. I had been trying to do different types of earnings trades. There's one that I think works, which is a calendar, which you can't really do in the bot platform at this point. But short of that, doing ironcondors, butterflies, etc. on earnings, I haven't had very good success with that with any platform. So I'm kind of killing that aspect of things for the time being. This particular bot here, I was trying to write or come up with a way of kind of hacking into a calendar. Didn't really have much luck yet in getting that fleshed out. So these two things are kind of just stable at this point. They're not things I'm working on or working with. The rest of these, however, have a bunch of live trades open in them. The really cool part about the platform, and the thing that makes it so valuable, I think, to most traders, is that people in the platform share their bots. They share their trading plans, their trading ideas. This Majestic Monarch was something that I picked up from another trader in the community. And this thing trades a form of a butterfly. This is the P&L of this thing trading. I'm trading it just in very small size. Now, I traded it in paper for an extensive period of time before I finally turned it live this April. So, you know, it's up 32% since I started it in April. Again, trades very small. Doesn't trade real actively. I can come in and I can see all the details of my trades. I can see my current positions here, for example. I can see all of the close positions. I can analyze my results here. It will show me the full P&L diagram and what type of trades did best. If it was trading different stocks, it would show me that as well. So very, very detailed analytics in that trade. Let me come back here to my live trades. But this one is fully automated. It is opening new trades when certain conditions are met, and it's closing out those trades when certain either targets are hit, or in the case of stops, if certain stops are breached, it automatically closes those, and then it looks for conditions to open a new trade again. Same thing here, this what I call the Super Bull trade. So this is trading very, very slowly, very small. It's up 38% since I started this back in September of last year. So this one's run almost a complete year, 38% return. Now keep in mind, this is a bullish strategy, and a good portion of this, especially early on, we had markets that were selling off pretty hard. Since we moved back into bullish mode here of April of this year, this trade has worked better. But again, it's a bullish trade. But the same thing's true here in that the bot is looking for a specific set of conditions to open a trade. It opens the trade, it then monitors, manages, and closes that trade when certain conditions are hit. Now let me come back here to these two, or excuse me, this one is fully automated as well, and this one is available in the community. This one is a 0 DTE, so it's trading butterflies, and it's trading them on the day of expiration. Now, I haven't traded this one for nearly as long. I started this one on August 4th, so about a month ago. It's up about 17%, so it's chunking along pretty well. These are the trades it has open this morning. Again, I can see all the historical stats of this trading. This is a much more active trading style, but the bot is doing everything in this trade. It is opening the trades. It is closing the trades. I don't even need to have my computer on in this case. The bot is taking care of everything, and it is all cloud-based. So again, I don't even have to have my computer up and running. This one is called my hand crank bot. This is kind of a hybrid situation where I'm going out and I'm looking at new trades that I want to open. I manually open the trades, and then I let the bot manage those trades through their conclusion. And so this is, again, kind of a little bit of a hybrid way of doing things. I can come in and look at my results here, the analytics of all of these trades. I can see the various symbols that I'm trading, the types of trades, etc. And I'm going to come back in just a minute, and we're going to look at opening some new trades. So I'm going to pause right here, so stand by. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now I want to come in and I want to figure out some new trades that I'm going to open manually that I want to feed into my hand crank trading bot. Now, I don't like doing short-term trades if I'm the one that has to sit there and watch the screen and decide, when to pull the trade off, etc. But if I can open up a trade and hand it off to a bot to manage the position from there, this bot is currently managing these 5 positions. I am not involved in them at all. The bot will go and close those out whenever certain conditions are hit. The bot did go through a run here where not so good for 4 or 5 trades there, but it had a lot of good trades prior to that. And again, overall, if I come look at the dashboard, I can see that, this has been a successful trading method that's up 61% since I started this on June 29th in this particular case. So I like the way it's working out. And again, I can see all of the additional stats if I want to come in and look at all my closed positions. I think I showed you this a minute ago. It'll analyze all the results, the different symbols, all that sort of stuff. So again, now if I want to pick trade ideas to put in here, if I click trade ideas, this is going out and sorting all of the different potential symbols that I might want to consider making a trade in. And so what I want to look for is I'm going to look at something that might expire next Friday. Now, today's Wednesday, so I'm going to look at something that might expire, we'll call it anywhere from 5 days up to 10 days out. And I can apply that filter. So it narrows down the scope of the potential trades I'm going to look at. Now, I also might want to narrow this down to things that have a reward to risk ratio greater than 100%. So what that means is that the max profit potential is going to be higher than the max loss potential. It's, again, just kind of a thing that I personally like. Other traders might sort off of different other ways of doing things. These are some of the things that I have been doing. You could come in and look at trades that have a certain probability of profit, or a certain probability of max profit, or a certain filter that would filter out max losses over a certain size. I can filter by how many other traders in the Option Alpha platform are making this exact same trade. I can filter out earnings. Like, I don't want anything with earnings in this particular case. So I'm going to say exclude anything that has earnings in the next 6 to 10 days. So I want to take that out as well. So now one of the filters or sorts that I like is this alpha filter. This is a proprietary number that Option Alpha developed. And you can see the formula for it right here, the expected value divided by the max loss. So I also like to filter on that. And then I can bring the things that have the highest alpha number to the surface. So now that I've got all of those different filters in here, I can come and look and see some of the trades that are offered up to me. Well, there's a whole bunch of different like ironcondors here in DocuSign that I might want to consider. I have Kroger is surfacing here. Those seem to be like maybe the top 2 right here at this point. Let me load some more. And you know, more Kroger than some Oracle creeps in here. So I'm going to kind of just look down through these, and I do kind of like the looks of maybe a couple of these DocuSigns. So the next thing I want to do is let me just pop open and see what this looks like. So DocuSign is currently trading at 52. Now, I can see right here, though, DocuSign has earnings in 1 day. Now, I filtered out earnings in a window of 5 to, I think it was 10 days, so that's why this is showing up. I don't want to trade something with earnings tomorrow. I have not had good luck with earnings. So I can either come back in and reset my filter here to exclude 0 to 5 days earnings, and then see what that gives me. Okay, so now I've got things in here like Adobe, which I do like to trade. I've done quite a few trades in Adobe. Again, we're sorted by alpha, so let me take a see what that looks like. And Adobe's currently trading at 560. It's got earnings in 8 days, so Adobe does also have earnings next week, so that's a little dicey for me. So I probably am going to remove that from the mix as well. Now, I don't have the option of excluding multiples here. I can include multiples, so let me come back to that setting. I think the way I would probably need to do this is to say I want anything that has earnings you know, greater than those days out. I think might be a way of doing this. Then let me see what that does for me. Yeah, so now earnings, Costco, for example, earnings aren't for 20 days. So that's fine. So now that I've got all that out of the way, now we'll take a look at some of these. So this Costco here looks pretty good. This one looks good. Let me just take a look here. Costco's currently trading at 545. This iron condor does put me kind of right in the middle of that. I'm $5 put spread, $5 wide on the put spread here, and it looks like $5 wide on the call spread. So it's what we call $5 wings. This trade is going to have a max potential profit of $292 per one contract, a max loss of 201. I'm going to go ahead and do this at 2 contracts. I usually do mine with a risk anywhere from $300 to $500. Now, I'm going to do something to get into this trade. One of the things I don't like here is that I have a fairly wide bid-ask spread. Mid price is $294. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use something here called smart pricing. Smart pricing is going to march through a series of prices between these two numbers, but I'm going to tell it how little I'm willing to go. In other words, what's the minimum credit I'd be willing to take on this trade? Well, mid is 294, so I'm probably not going to get filled at an amount higher than 294 or 295. But, you know, how much less than mid am I willing to potentially take? Well, I will accept down to, let's say, $2.90. I don't want to go any lower than that as far as what I'm going to accept. Now, when I go and put this trade out, I'm going to have it be managed by my hand crank trading bot. So I'm going to drop this position. When it gets filled, I'm going to drop it into that hand crank trading bot. Then I also use a method of a trailing stop where when I hit a 35% profit target, if I hit a 35% profit target, I might not. If I hit a 35% profit target, then the bot is going to monitor. It's monitoring every 1 minute to see, have I hit my 35% profit? Once I hit that, then it's going to put in a trailing stop of, I just use 6%. Again, there's no magic to either one of those numbers, quite frankly. But so what it does then, once it hits 35% in profit, if the price of this changes to where all of a sudden I'm only at 29% profit, it will fire out an order to close the trade and lock in that 29%. Of course, there can be some slippage there. So maybe it's 27, 28% I end up with. However, If it gets to 35% profit target and price stays in my range, and then it creeps up to 36%, 40%, 60%, 70%. I've had these get as high as 98% profit before it moved out of my range and trailed and then took me out. So a trade that I would have normally closed out at a 35% profit, I was able to more than double my profit in that trade. In fact, in that case, I think it was almost triple the profit in my trade by letting a trailing stop work. And again, I don't have to look at this. This is checked every 1 minute by the bot to see what those conditions are like. So now that I've done all this, I'm going to go ahead and fire out an order. Now our mid is 297, so I'm going to accept 292. Let's go place that trade. So it's going to march through the prices. It's going to try $2.98. Will anybody give me $2.98 for this iron condor? And you can set the speed you want this to operate at. I've got this operating at a normal speed. Oh, I just got filled. So I just heard my watch bing there. So I did get filled here. Let's see here. What is my trade price? 296. So I did get filled at that 296 price. This is now what my position looks like. It is being managed by the hand crank bot. It's gone out and it's looked at my current profit. Well, I'm down 1% 1 minute ago when I got filled, and that's because of the bid-ask spread. I've got a trailing stop that's going to kick in, hopefully at some point at 35%, and then it's going to trail at 6%. Now, I have to understand, it is possible that the market moves hugely one direction or the other. It moves hugely up or hugely down, and I never hit 35% profit. I have to be prepared to accept a total loss on this trade if the market moves out of there and doesn't end up ever hitting my 35%. So I recognize that as a possibility going in. Now, I could just as easily build a stop loss of some type into this bot as well that says, if the loss gets greater than X amount, close the trade. I personally don't like stops when I'm trading options because the bid-ask spreads many times are too wide. And when I go out in a panic where I got stopped out on something, I'm going to be paying up too much. I'm going to be giving up too much of that bid-ask spread to get stopped out. So I make sure that I trade in a size that I'm comfortable with a total loss if that happens, and then I let the odds play out. I can also come in and manually close this position. If I'm like, you know what, I didn't mean to get in this, I don't like this, I can come in at any time and I can manually close any one of these positions as well. So just entered that trade for Costco. Let's just look and see what else we have here. So there's some stuff in Nike. Let's see. Let's see what this condor looks like here. So we're trading at 99. So this has a $2 wide put spread, a $2 wide call spread. This expires next Friday. Max profit 112, max loss 88. I'm going to trade 4 of those. So if 4 of those go totally against me, I'm going to lose 352. I have to be okay with that. I'm going to come in here, bid-ask spread isn't so wide here. That's a fairly tight bid-ask spread. I like that. But I'll still come in and I'll say, you know what, I'm not going to take less than $1.10. Now, I may not get filled. I'm going to put this in the hand crank bot as well. And I'm going to use the same exit criteria. And I should note that I can set up any type of exit criteria that I want here. I can say take profit when I get the 10%. I can put in a trailing stop. I can put in a stop loss. I can put in when we get so close to expiration. I can put in to close at X amount before earnings date. There's all sorts of different things that I can use to manage this. Again, I just like to keep it simple. If I hit my 35%, put on that 6% trailing stop. Rather than using normal smart pricing here, I'm going to use fast and see if I get a fill. So there's $1.11 it's trying, and I just got filled at $1.11. So that's it. So now I'm in those positions. Let me come back to my bot, and I'm going to go to my live bots. I'm going to look at the hand crank trading bot. Going to go look at my positions, and I should now have Costco and Nike right there. So in addition to those other positions that I already had open, I now have these 2 additional positions open as well. So this bot, a bot can handle up to 10 different positions. So this bot's now handling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. And some of them, many of them expire here this Friday in 2 days. These 2 new ones I added don't expire until next Friday. So that's it for now. Give you a look at the bot trading platform. I am going to put a link down below if people want to check this out for themselves. Again, with my relationship with Option Alpha and Kirk and the team there, I can offer a 30-day free trial. You can go on there, you can see what all the other traders are trading, how they're trading. In fact, I should show you one other thing before we go. I apologize for the length here, but this is pretty important. Community. So this is where all the traders in here will share all their different concepts and ideas. And I can come in and specifically look at the top bot templates. Which ones are being cloned the most, which ones are being traded the most. So this 0 DTE bot, I think this is the same one that I am trading, although it's probably been modified a little bit or maybe improved on since I traded it. But yes, Leal Y is the gentleman that back when I worked at Option Alpha, he had developed this. I think when I cloned it, it was on version 27. I see now he's up to version 40. But here's all the posts that people have put in here about this bot, what they like about it, how it's trading, etc., etc. And if you set up an account, which again, free for 30 days, and you're like, this is interesting, I want to see how this thing trades, all you have to do to clone this entire trading plan, you hit the clone button, and it will drop this into your account. It'll be set up to be paper trading automatically. So, and there's a lot of different settings that you could choose to change in here if you wanted. I would urge you to read all the instructions here and understand what these different settings are. But you could just clone it exactly as he's been running it and then start it trading in paper and see what it does. That's how simple, how drop dead simple it is to clone a bot or clone someone else's trading plan. Again, we can come back here to the top bot templates, and I can look at all of these different ones and kind of see, okay, this one's had 72% winners, this one's had 90% winners, but it hasn't been cloned nearly as many times, it doesn't have nearly as many trades. This bot has made 975,000 trades. Now, many of these are paper trades, but you can see solid win rate there. This one actually, I haven't seen this before, but this one looks kind of interesting. So this person built this bot, and if you want to see what all the details are, the decisions that the bot's going through. Now this is getting a little deep. You can see what decisions the bot is making every step of the way. So I could go on for hours and hours here. I think people have kind of seen what they need to see to know if this is something they want to try or not. So at this point, I'll just come back to my home screen of my live bots, and we'll shut things down here. And again, if it's something of interest to you, click the link down below, give it a 30-day free trial, and see what your thoughts are. If you have questions, comments, please put them down there as well. Of course, like and subscribe. I'm also going to put a link down below. My favorite trade that I teach to my traders is a trade called the butterfly trade, and that's in fact what this is right here. That's usually what I'm trading in here, and in here is versions of butterflies or condors, but I prefer butterflies. And if you want to see why I prefer butterflies, I'm going to put a link down below as well, where you can download a 15-minute video that will go in depth into butterfly trading. So, thanks so much, everyone. Take care.